Hi, and welcome to ElectroNeek's showcase of our cloud-based robotic process automation capabilities. Our platform combines standard RPA techniques with web-based apps to efficiently process business documents online without downloads and with an intuitive interface. In this short video, I'll outline exactly what our model robot is doing, how it was made, and what the results look like. Let's jump right in. ElectroNeek RPA offers robotic process automation solutions for both individuals and businesses. If you're unfamiliar with the concept, it's basically a process of having your computer mimic your actions behind the screen, doing things like clicking on files, navigating the web, and copying data, completely automatically and repetitively. From the development interface, you can build a robot that executes simple logical steps with an easy drag and drop algorithm. It's extremely flexible for desktop work. Any process that you can describe with a direction can be programmed and done automatically by your computer. ElectroNeek further stands out by being the only program that has brought this technology into the software as a service marketplace. Notice how accessing the interface and programming the bot is all done from the Chrome internet browser. Let's quickly take a look at the interface on the screen. On the right-hand side, you'll see individual menus which contain pre-programmed function blocks. These can be clicked and dragged into the interface, making it easy to design the program without an extensive coding background. Furthermore, by switching into the Integrations tab, you can now see that ElectroNeek has the capability to integrate with many third-party applications. Right now, this current bot is integrated with both Google Sheets and Google Drive, and all of these integrations can be set up with 2 clicks. There are also many more integrations coming soon. Other software-as-a-service programs like MailChimp, Clearbit, and DocuSign will be natively integrated with our interface. Now, onto a general overview of what the robot on the screen does. The goal is simple. It must access a Google Drive folder which has a series of 10 sample invoices. From there, it must scan each of these 10 invoices only in the required parts of the file, extract the information there, and then upload it systematically to the desired Google spreadsheet located in the same folder. We will be using a cool feature of selecting only the parts of the document that we want to scan. This lets us extract only the most important data, who the invoice is from and for whom the invoice is meant, without dealing with the rest of the messy details in the file. Let's go block by block. The first block acts as the starting point of the program. It's an API request to Google, which accesses the folder where we have the scanned invoice copies. The folder looks like this. You'll see that it has 10 invoices, as well as a blank spreadsheet where the data is being held. Getting access to the folder is pretty quick. I just copy the file ID from the URL into the API request. Next, we want to save the contents of the folder into the variable aptly called folder. Having done that, the next step acts as a counter for each file. The first one will be read under the count of variable I being equal to 0, and the count will be updated at the final step. The fourth block is where OCR comes in. This function blocks recognizes text by queuing Microsoft OCR to analyze the referenced file. Notice how in the value section of the block, we specify that we want it to look at some specific file in the folder with the file ID counted by the variable I in brackets. Nothing else is needed to queue up OCR. The step right after queuing OCR is where you can set specific areas of a document you want it to look at. Here, let's take a look. This step uses a sample file where we give the URL. Based on the sample, it creates a standard for every file. Since all of our invoices have the information in the same part of the document, setting up the extraction area in the sample will let the program get the needed data from all the documents. Right now, there are 2 areas where we want the robot to look for. An area we name doc2 and an area we name docfrom. Changing these areas is extremely easy with our capturing tool. For instance, I can readjust both areas by simply clicking and dragging the new boxes around the areas that I want. Furthermore, I can create additional areas where I want the robot to extract the information from. It takes literal seconds to add a third area with invoice number data, should you want this information as well. Any change to this sample document extraction will be repeated across all documents in our folder, making it easy to gather more or less information as you see fit. Let's just close out of there and continue down the block sequence. Next, we must upload the data to a spreadsheet. We do this with another API request, but this time to the spreadsheet rather than the folder in its entirety. I selected it with the same way as I did the folder. I just copied the file ID into the API call. In body parameters, we use a little bit of JavaScript to tell it exactly how we want to record the data. We want 2 cells filled out, one with the doc2 variable and the other with the docfrom variable. With that, the data from one document is extracted. But what about the others? The last two steps set a quick cycle. This step sets a conditional statement. If I plus 1 is less than the length of the variable folder, then it jumps back up the pathway here. It'll add 1 to the counter variable and use this new count to perform the exact same steps from the next file in the list. Afterwards, the amount of processed files should equal the length of the folder variable, and then the condition is no longer met and the program ends. That way, we have it cycle through every invoice in the folder without having to direct it every single time to a new file or a new file ID. Of course, this doesn't have to be the final step. Naturally, ElectroNeek has the capabilities to branch beyond Google and to integrate across multiple platforms natively. For instance, a popular integration is seen in the integrations folder, HubSpot. If I wanted to, I could set up so that the spreadsheet data is also automatically added to our HubSpot account via a similar API request. However, for the sake of keeping this video short and to the point, we'll stick with just the spreadsheet for now. Now, it's all good in theory, but how does it work in practice? Let's run the bot and see. I'll just hit the start button in the top right here and watch it kick off. As it's running, I can actually open up this spreadsheet file and watch it work. Remember, it's just copying what I would do normally on a computer automatically for me. It'll keep going until it's done, so we can switch back to the main program window. Once it's done, the robot will tell us that it's finished by sending a message to the bottom console. We can confirm this by checking the spreadsheet and seeing that the rest of the data has been filled out. Let's summarize what this video has shown. ElectroNeek has cloud automation capabilities that leverage robotic process automation and web-based apps to perform repetitive actions automatically. You saw firsthand how the showcase bot went through and systematically scanned data from multiple documents and then uploaded this information, all without downloads, without special programs, and entirely on the web. It used an intuitive scanning process that was all based around clicking and dragging the desired area of the sample document, cutting away the complexity that the robot can interpret behind the scenes. This let you flexibly change the data you wanted to capture from every document by adjusting only one. Furthermore, this was just the tip of the iceberg. Many other integrations and upload combinations are possible, letting you decide where you want your information to flow. Thank you for watching, and happy automating!